And as someone who has been using a virtual private network for years now, I can confidently say that it's one of the best decisions I've made for my digital security and online privacy. With my extensive experience in testing various devices and use cases, I can attest to both the advantages and the impact on battery life. For various reasons, including security concerns and the need to bypass geo restrictions, a virtual private network, or a VPN, is an indispensable resource for numerous contemporary internet users. From an outside perspective, it's common knowledge that a virtual private network enhances online security and unblocks geo-restricted content. The intricacies of how it functions and its advantages are topics we won't delve into here. Additionally, numerous studies have already been conducted to assess the impact of VPNs on network speeds. I aim to discover if continuously operating a VPN connection on a smartphone significantly impacts battery life, and to what extent. However, my investigation uncovered that the answer is more complex than anticipated, and I observed the use of NordVPN during our test, which is widely recognized as one of the leading VPN service providers. The setup process was remarkably straightforward. A few clicks were all that were required through their user-friendly mobile application. We picked 4 phones in different price segments with different grade chipsets. The list includes Motorola Edge 50 Pro, a Realme GT6, a Xiaomi Redmi Note 13 Pro, 5G, and a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. We tested the battery life with the VPN on and off in 2 distinct use cases. Initially, we conducted an idle test to check for any excessive battery drainage while your phone remained unused with the VPN connection active in the background. In the second experiment, participants engaged in regular web browsing activities, which included loading pages, scrolling through content, and frequently touching the screens. This test mimics typical indoor daytime for use of digital devices for browsing the web and scrolling through social media platforms. The screens were calibrated to a brightness level of 200 nits. Let's examine the battery life indicators initially. The figures given below showcase the duration in hours until the phone's battery is fully drained. But notice keeping my VPN connection active all the time seems to have little impact on my phone's battery consumption. If there was a noticeable effect, it was so minute that we couldn't detect it during our tests. And surprisingly, active web browsing on your phone consumed battery life more rapidly than anticipated. The following figures represent the approximate number of hours your phone's battery could sustain before draining completely. A VPN connection running in the background noticeably reduces battery life based on our tests, which we conducted multiple times for accuracy. The findings showed an unexpected disparity in the extent of the impact based on the specific device used. The Motorola Edge 50 Pro experienced a minimal decrease of 1.13% in battery life, while the Realme GT6 underwent a modest battery drain of 3.75%. I observed that at the opposite end, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra boasted a 10.57% more diminished battery life compared to the other devices. Meanwhile, the Xiaomi Redmi Note was 13 Pro 5G surprisingly had a significant 17.56% shorter runtime when the VPN was activated. And this exam simulates draining the entire battery while browsing online. Bear in mind that you typically won't use your phone for long stretches of 8 to 14 hours without interruption. Continuous VPN connection may not significantly impact battery life due to its minimal consumption when the phone is idle and inactive. There are several considerable benefits of having a subscription to a service like NordVPNs. The information you transmit and receive online is secure and anonymous and can't be intercepted. Your ISP has a harder time seeing how much of your data cap has been used or enforcing speed throttling. You keep your web browsing history to yourself. You get access to geo-blocked online services. Given the advantages I mentioned earlier, it is wise to maintain a constant VPN connection, particularly if you plan to travel and utilize open Wi-Fi networks that could potentially be insecure. By doing so, you eliminate the need to manually activate the VPN every time you access an unsecured network. And the VPN connection will indeed impact your phone's battery life. The extent of this effect can vary depending on the specific device, ranging from a minimal 1% to, according to more significant, 17% drain. This reduction in battery life is most noticeable when you're heavily using your phone without giving it a break. However, the benefits of utilizing a VPN often outweigh this trade-off. If you're interested in testing NordVPN, there's an offer you might find appealing. It comes with their VPN service as well as their eSIM solution called Saley